The Stock of the Day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended trading hours on key US shares and competitive spreads, all on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.
And our stock of the day is Alibaba. Those shares listed in leapt after a partnership revealing data center plans and AI products. It's positioning AI as a core business priority alongside its traditional e-commerce operation. Unveiled the largest ever AI language model, Quin 3 Max, and announced plans to open its first data centers in Brazil, France, and the Netherlands, also partnering with NVIDIA. Further, US fund manager Cathie Wood bought more than $16 million worth of Alibaba shares, her first investment in the Chinese e-commerce giant in 4 years, which I guess you could see as an endorsement of where it's going. Would you buy into it, Mark Moore?
No, I wouldn't personally. If you have a look at the history, I mean, it's a fantastic company. It's a lot more than Amazon. They cover so much, and it was doing brilliantly well until Jack Ma got hauled in, and as we mentioned before. So he's and the share price at that time dropped from $307 US down to 62. That was in November 22, and it's now 176. So it's been a very volatile ride. So the political dimension there is real, because that was a political dimension, internal. It wasn't even a competitor, from another country point of view. And if you look at the 5-year return, it's been negative 2.9, but the 3 years is positive 33. And that's a consequence of that massive drop. And last year, they actually increased earnings by 70%. So I can see why Cathie Wood's bought it now. It's been through the hard times and it now seems to be taking off. It's 1/3 of the return of Amazon for the same period. So if you look at Amazon by comparison, I think it's the best comparison point. Amazon's done $78,000 for your $10,000 investment for a 24.3 compound return per year. And their EPS growth rate has averaged 37% per year over the last 5 years. And they're on a PE of 33. Alibaba's on a PE of 18, so it's half the PE. And I would argue that their forward earnings growth will probably be higher than Amazon because of their positioning and where they're at now and the growth. Who knows? But I wouldn't buy it. I'd rather buy Amazon. Did I mention their return over the last 10 years, even with the ups and downs, is 22,000, which is 12%, which effectively you've doubled your money in 10 years, which is 1/3 of what Amazon's done. With Amazon, you don't have a political risk, arguably.
Yes. We tend to have the same reaction from clients. They're not that keen on the Chinese for the political risk. Look, if you take the political risk out, this is incredibly cheap. So this Quin 3 Max that was released this was released with about an hour to go yesterday, this announcement. So 1 trillion plus parameters, which basically is like leading in the class. And I think the closest is about 200 billion. So I think GPT-4 does do up to 1.76 trillion, but that's at an enterprise scale with a bunch of CPUs, and you're the only one using it. It's been benchmarked overnight. I did a bit of reading this morning from the tech press. It is outperforming across most of the benchmarks by 15% of everyone. So general purpose by about 15%. It's now the leader in math reasoning of any model in the world, and it's now probably leading by about 30%. Real world coding AI is now, so it's a jump in best in class. But we're going to see these guys leap. Grok made the same sorts of announcements 2 months ago. They've been leapfrogged now. It will be a game of just constant jumping, because I'm sure there'll be new products coming out. But and a lot of people are asking, is this a deep seek moment? Well, yes, but without the shock of because second time around there's never as much shock. But what it does do, it means that you can, with the same hardware, you can do a lot more. So I don't see them moving away from say the NVIDIA chips, etc. But there's a Chinese ban at the moment. But I mean they ban Bitcoin every second week and then re-legally. Like you never know what policies.
Well, if you're looking at global dominance, AI is probably not a bad way to play it, I would have thought.
Well, yeah, but on an 18 PE, like you're talking about CBA at 27.
Yeah.
Like, God, this is just
No,
so much of a better.
I agree. It's cheap.
Yeah.
If you're happy with the political
If
risk.
you're happy with the political risk. And they did disappear a guy for, 3 to 6 months.
Not just the guy, the founder.
Well, the founder, yeah.
It was longer than that, wasn't it?
I mean, who knows who they brought back? Well, God knows. But yeah, look, if it's him, it's he's definitely been reprogrammed.
Jack Ma, the Avatar.
It could very well be.
Well,
Look, I sound like I should be wearing a tinfoil hat, but you don't. But that's not normal. And so I agree with Mark's point. Amazon's a safer bet, similar. And they're Alibaba is the Amazon, of China, and there's a lot of direct comparisons. But I think it's worth the risk at the minute. And but just be mindful. That it's like there's a lot of gold miners that are that look extraordinarily cheap on your screeners, and then you find out they're in Sierra Leone, and they could be repurposed by the government at any moment. So you've got to take that into account. So you'd probably I'm going to say it's a buy, but you would be lighter than
sovereign risk hangs heavily on the stock. Nonetheless, it is a buy from Mark Gardner. No, from Mark Morland. And that is our stock of the day, Alibaba.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. Get started at IG.com.